Christ, what are you doing in my fucking house?
What?
What the fuck, man? Oh, here's your fucking beer review, huh? Well, I ain't drinking no fucking beer tonight. Well, I might, but not for you. Fuck you. You like those other assholes. Thank you for beer review. Welcome to Bierkritik, bitch. Today on Bierkritik, we try one of Mexico's most popular and oldest beers. It was acquired by the Modelo Company in 1935, been for 140 some years, has been continuously brewed. It is a Vienna lager style, which I'm not really sure of, but
Not familiar with at all, but that's
Victoria.
kind of a good thing on a channel such as ours.
Absolutely. We don't know exactly what Vienna style is, but we're going to find out. This is Victoria.
You know, for being Mexico's oldest beer, I find it kind of odd that I'm not positive, but I don't think I've ever seen this before.
I've only heard of it because I work with a lot of Hispanic people, and this is one of them they actually suggested I try. It's seems to be a bit darker amber than American beer. Definitely darker than the Modelo. Well, we got some head on this motherfucker.
When I worked at George's, most of them drank either Corona or Bud Light.
Yeah. Well, I specifically asked them, told them we were doing these beer reviews and what were some Mexican beers we should try, and this is one of them that they said was Victoria. So, but I mean, look at the label. It's nice printed on label. It's not paper. It's kind of cool.
It's kind of plain Jane on the graphics and whatnot, but it's more in keeping with the old school, in my opinion, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather them spend their time on the way their product tastes than the way their package looks.
Absolutely.
It's a slightly darker than normal beer. Well, normal for us.
Yeah, it's darker.
Slightly darker, not a lot.
Darker than an American lager, but yeah. It smells. Ooh. Yeah. There's a nice aroma to it. Nice kind of floral.
It doesn't smell specifically like any other beer I've ever smelled. It smells something like a lot of them, but not exactly like anything.
Yeah.
And it smells really nice. Really nice.
Get your nose down there and get a little foam on your nose.
First drink, it has that same bitter grab that every beer has to me on the first drink, but it's really light and really smooth, even on the first drink.
Oh yeah, that's actually quite lovely.
Oh,
I've heard that's one of the best Mexican beers out there, and yeah, I might be convinced that one's the best I've tried anyways. It's not as watery as the Modelo and just a little fuller flavor, but not just bitter, so much. It has some bitterness to it, which most lagers do, but it's quite nice.
I've been a Corona man ever since I started drinking beer. Period. I do believe this is just taking the spot of my favorite Mexican beer. I've loved Corona for more than a decade, damn near 2. This is better than Corona by far. Damn. It's still a good full-bodied flavor. You can taste the hops.
Yeah.
You can taste the malted barley, which I haven't really gotten a lot of. Some of the beers we've tried, I've gotten a little bit of the barley flavor here and there, but not really the malt.
Yeah.
The malt comes through, the barley comes through. And I do taste a little bit of some sort of a grain, not enough for me to be able to discern what the grain is. So it's a good full-bodied beer that you can taste all the different facets of what went into it, but none of them are overbearing or overpowering And this has basically no sweetness to it to me, but it's still really, really good.
It's refreshing as hell.
It's not as sweet as a Hamm's, which is actually one of the things I really like about Hamm's.
Yeah.
But some I can't honestly put my finger on it, just the way all the flavors meld.
Yeah, it's very good.
What do you know? Second one, darker beers.
Yeah. Darker beers seem to be winning so far.
Since we started doing these reviews, the 2 beers that I will definitely drink again, and probably in heavy excess, have both been medium dark beers.
Yeah.
This and Newcastle Brown Ale.
Yes. Get a good look here. It's a pretty color. Still see through it, and it's quite nice.
I'm learning that kind of yellow-brown color that is the wrong color. That's always been drilled into my head, the wrong color for whiskey. You know, Canadian Club, shit like that. It's a yellow-brown whiskey, terrible flavor. Beer that's that same color, rock and fucking roll.
Yeah, it's fuck yeah.
All my life I've stayed away from darker beers thinking they'd be so overbearing with flavor and everything else because, Budweiser and Corona, and they have such heavy flavors for such a light color.
Yeah.
I've always been afraid of dark beers. Thank you for convincing me to do this channel. This is fucking awesome.
Well, the reason we started the channel, we wanted to try different things out that we've never tried, and
neither of us were ever really beer guys. We never sat around and drank beer a lot. We tried a beer because it was old school and we didn't know it was still available.
And
we liked it. And we decided, you know what? Maybe my taste palette has changed to the point that we may like beer. And since then,
we tried several, and
hell yeah.
Yeah. I have been converted. I am a beer lover.
I am a medium dark beer lover.
Yeah. The darker beers just...
I think it's the fuller, more complex flavor.
Yeah. See?
No specific part is overbearing. So it's more complex and more palatable, in my opinion, because you don't have that one ingredient over everything else.
I was thinking most of the beers I've been accustomed to, of course, your Bud Lights, your Miller Lights, stuff like light beers. You know, 'cause that's what most people drink. I mean, I still like Miller Lite, but
And
just discovering beers with a fuller body and fuller flavor, just something about it is just really nice.
it really is. I'm really into the more complex flavors.
Yeah, just
Which, back in the day, when I wasn't a beer person, I'd always go for Smirnoff Ice Triple Black, something like that, that's more of a Kool-Aid with alcohol in it, because...
we call them cheerleader beers. But we drank them. I mean,
people always called them either cheerleader beers or, apologies for the language, bitch beers. However, I always found that funny because a Smirnoff Ice is usually 3 times, at least double, sometimes 3 times the alcohol content of a beer.
yeah.
So you're calling it a pansy beer, but it has double to 3 times the alcohol of what you're drinking. You'll fuck yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. But well, that's the thing is, but they give you hangovers bad.
But it was the super sweet, not really complex flavor. It was just a heavy enough flavor to cover the alcohol that was mildly pleasant.
Yeah.
Now I'm realizing the more complex flavors. You don't want the heavy. You don't want the single thing that's just enough to cover the alcohol. The alcohol's supposed to be part of it, not covered by it.
And that's the thing with especially this one. I mean, you can tell the alcohol's there,
Definitely.
but it's not overpowering. You can tell the malt and the barley and the hops and everything is there, but it's all blended and balanced so well that everything kind of stars on its own, but it works together as a team, pretty much. I mean,
You know, I'm just interested. I've got to know, and it doesn't say on the bottle what the ABV is on this, because you can taste the alcohol, but it's not overbearing.
yeah.
And some of them we've tried that are surprisingly low alcohol content. The alcohol flavor is just, bleh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I figure a higher alcohol content that tastes like this is a definite sign of a good damn beer.
Yeah, this is a good import that I would definitely buy again.
Yeah, this is definitely good, and for the prices I saw, you know, roughly the same as Corona anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
this is definitely would be my import go-to.
and it doesn't have a bad after flavor either. I mean, it has your typical lager after flavor, but
Sorry, old phone, slow as hell.
it has your typical lager after flavor and everything, but not so bad that it just sits in the back of your throat, you know?
Well, that is lower than I expected, but it's not, you know, Kansas 3.2 beer.
Yeah.
4.0.
It's not bad.
No.
Pretty typical for a lager, really.
Yeah, 4.0 alcohol by volume, and it's just a good damn beer.
Yeah.
I mean, especially having a low middle of the road alcohol by volume. You know, it's not exactly middle, but it's not low either. It's somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Not being overbearing or, you know, grab the back of your throat when you take a drink. That is kind of impressive to me. This is good.
It's just an enjoyable beer. I mean,
You want an import that you can actually sit down and enjoy? This is it.
Yeah.
I definitely like this more than the Modelo.
I do too, actually. I like the Modelo, but
The Modelo isn't bad, but this is better.
this one, just like I said, has just a fuller flavor to it.
Yep.
The Modelo had the bitterness up front, and then just becomes watery.
The Modelo is just like the Corona. They have that weird, almost skunky beginning to them that you get from any beer, basically, in a clear bottle.
Yeah. Yeah.
A clear bottle is the death of beer. Light is what makes a beer go skunky quick, not heat. And I think it's somewhere between 1.5 and 3 minutes of direct sunlight will skunk a beer. And what it actually does is it's changing some of the molecules inside the beer to actually the exact same chemical, or one of the exact same chemicals that's in skunk spray. That's why it's called skunking beer.
Yeah.
And it does affect the flavor, but it doesn't make it undrinkable by any means. The main part of it is it gives it that off-putting scent. And when you're drinking something, that's all you can smell while you're drinking it. Smell is a large part of taste.
Oh, absolutely. You smell as you taste, and that's really part of it. Yeah.
So steer clear of clear bottles is what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to trying Corona in a can. It's actually available in this area for the first time that I'm actually interested in trying it. So I'm looking forward to trying not light interacted Corona.
Yeah. You actually might like it better. I mean,
I'm betting I probably will. But green bottles, clear bottles, steer clear from. Brown bottles are generally okay. They're better than clear or green. Blue's somewhere in between brown and clear. Cans are your best bet. There is no light getting inside a freaking aluminum can. And they have a coating inside of them. You will not get aluminum flavor from an aluminum can in your beer. There is a coating inside the can specifically to stop that. If you drink straight out of the can, that coating is not on top of the can. So if you're drinking straight out of the can, you will catch aluminum flavor.
Yeah.
Pour out of the can into a glass, good to roll.
Yeah, that's why we have the beer mugs.
If you're going to drink beer, do it right.
But yeah, I don't know if there's really much more to say about this one. I mean, it's good. Victoria, give her a shot. You might like it. I do.
There's one way you can tell whether it's got my seal of approval or not is whether or not I finish one while we're actually doing the review. A lot of the times I don't. And then PBR I do a couple. But this is good enough for me to sit here and have trouble talking to you because I want to just sit here and drink my beer.
Yeah.
Also, if the focus is screwed up between the two of us because I'm leaning forward, I apologize. I hurt my back earlier today and this is the only way I can comfortably sit. However, yeah, Victoria, thumbs up for me. This is good. Try it, buy it, enjoy yourselves.
Yeah. Viva Mexico. I mean,
damn right.
You done it right, Mexico. I'm proud of you.
Frickin' A, they did.
Yeah.
I wish half of the American beers tasted a third as good as this does.
I read an article and they said that according to this article, it was an opinion thing. They said that Victoria was the best Mexican beer. And
I swipe a smoke from you. I want a menthol.
Yeah, I'm convinced. I mean, it's quite lovely. Sorry,
the way that beer, the aftertaste is in my mouth. I'm thinking that menthol is going to mix with it.
It is nice. It's
Yep, I was right.
But I guess we'll close this one out. I mean, Victoria, give her a shot.
Give her a shot. This is a good beer. Heavy enough it's not one I'd try to sit down and drink a 12-pack of.
Yeah.
light enough that I wouldn't be afraid to drink one or two with a meal.
Oh yeah.
Right there in the middle where you want a good beer to be. So, yeah, try it, and as always, remember, if you're dumb enough to drink and drive, just do us all a favor, go lay in a ditch and go to sleep, would you?
Yeah. Have a good night.